Welcome to Eagle Discovery. Today we're taking you on a wild journey to Iceland, a country full of bizarre traditions and stunning landscapes. Ever heard of foreigners being given houses, cars, and hundreds of thousands of dollars just for marrying a local? It's true. Stick with us as we explore these strange customs and uncover why Iceland is a land like no other. Free houses, cars, and money for foreigners who marry locals. Is it true? Have you ever heard of a country where foreigners are offered houses, cars, and even hundreds of thousands of dollars just for marrying a local? Believe it or not, this is actually true in Iceland. The Icelandic government has put in place several incentives for foreigners who marry Icelandic citizens, and these incentives are part of a unique strategy to address some of the country's long-term challenges. In Iceland, these benefits are offered to help boost the country's population, especially considering the country's aging demographics and declining birth rates. Iceland, like many other nations, faces the problem of a shrinking population, which could affect its economy, healthcare system, and overall social stability in the coming decades. To address this, the government has introduced various measures to encourage foreign nationals to settle in Iceland by marrying local citizens. So, what exactly are these incentives? For some couples, the government offers financial support, which can include up to several $100,000 to help them start their new life together. On top of that, newlywed couples might also receive a home or a car, making it much easier for them to integrate into Icelandic society. This helps foreigners feel more settled and connected to their new environment, while also offering them a comfortable standard of living. Hey there, where are you from? I want to know which city you're watching our video from. Please leave a comment so we don't feel lonely. A small action like this will motivate us to make more videos. Thank you and much love to you. Why would Iceland offer such incentives? The motivation is simple. Iceland has a relatively small population, and it's a country with fewer people being born than those passing away. With an aging population and a low birth rate, the government sees foreign marriages as a way to both boost the population and create more international connections, making Iceland a more diverse and multicultural country. Additionally, the cultural exchange that comes from having people from different parts of the world live and settle in Iceland brings fresh ideas, traditions, and perspectives, which are seen as an advantage for the society at large. For Iceland, which has always had a deep appreciation for cultural diversity, this is a win-win situation. While this incentive system is not universally available to all foreign nationals, it's part of a broader government strategy to address population concerns and encourage long-term settlement in the country. It's also a creative approach that stands out from more conventional immigration policies seen in other countries. This tradition is one of the more unusual and fascinating customs you might not expect, but it's a great example of how countries find innovative ways to deal with issues like population decline and social integration. For foreigners seeking new opportunities and adventure, Iceland may offer not only stunning landscapes and a high quality of life, but also a unique pathway to a fresh start, all thanks to the power of love and marriage. Your most cherished possession on display in a museum? Here's something that might sound a little strange. Can you imagine your most cherished possession, that one thing you hold closest to your heart, being put on display in a museum for everyone to see? It might seem a little odd at first, but in Iceland, this is actually a reality. In Iceland, there's a fascinating tradition of preserving and showcasing unique cultural or historical items, and sometimes those items include personal treasures. The concept is rooted in the belief that objects hold powerful stories, memories, and connections that are worth sharing with the public. These items can range from ancient artifacts, like Viking swords, to more modern possessions that have historical significance or cultural value. In fact, in Iceland, people have the opportunity to donate their personal possessions to various museums around the country. Some of these items are chosen for their deep cultural importance, while others might hold sentimental value or represent unique aspects of Icelandic history. This practice helps to ensure that the history and heritage of Iceland are preserved, while also giving people the chance to reflect on the value of personal objects in shaping identity and culture. All right. If you're new to this channel, Eagle Discovery warmly welcomes you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell to catch our upcoming content. What might surprise you is that Icelanders believe that even personal items, like a well-loved family heirloom, a rare collector's item, or something that represents a major life milestone, could have a place in a museum. If your cherished possession holds a story that speaks to the broader experience of Icelandic culture or history, it might just find its way into an exhibition. For example, one of Iceland's most famous museums, the National Museum of Iceland, showcases a wide range of artifacts that tell the story of the country's settlement, its Viking roots, and the evolution of its society. But it also includes items from everyday life, such as old toys, tools, and photographs that connect visitors to the personal experiences of Icelanders throughout history. These kinds of exhibits help to bring Icelandic history to life in a more intimate and relatable way, showing that even the smallest objects can carry great meaning. The practice of sharing personal possessions with museums also allows for a deeper connection to Icelandic culture and history. When people visit these museums, they aren't just looking at things that belong to the past. They are experiencing the lives and stories of real people who shaped the country's development. The idea is that by preserving these objects, future generations will have a more vivid understanding of their cultural heritage. Who knows? Maybe one day, your own most cherished item could be part of Iceland's rich cultural tapestry. Perhaps it will end up in a museum, where people from all over the world will get a glimpse of your personal history and connection to the place you love. Sleeping outside in freezing temperatures, but everyone else is warm inside. Here's another Icelandic tradition that might just blow your mind. Imagine this. It's freezing cold, temperatures are below 10 degrees Celsius, and you're outside, sleeping under the stars. Meanwhile, everyone else is inside, cozy and warm, enjoying a nice meal, maybe even by a crackling fire. You might think you're in the middle of an Arctic expedition, but no, you're in Iceland. Believe it or not, Icelanders have a unique way of embracing their harsh environment. Despite the freezing temperatures, many Icelanders are comfortable with the idea of sleeping outside, even in the winter. It's not as unusual as it sounds when you consider the incredible adaptability of the Icelandic people and the unique resources available to them. For one thing, Iceland is a geothermal wonderland. The country is known for its volcanic activity, which provides an abundant supply of geothermal energy. This renewable energy source is used to heat homes, greenhouses, and even outdoor pools, allowing Icelanders to stay warm and comfortable even in the midst of a harsh winter. The warmth from the earth provides an almost constant source of heat, making Iceland a place where, despite the frigid air, comfort is always just around the corner. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Icelanders have a special relationship with their cold climate, and while it might sound strange to think about spending the night outdoors in freezing temperatures, it's not uncommon to see people camping or even staying outside in winter, especially in specially designed accommodations that blend with the environment. For example, Many Icelandic campgrounds offer heated tents, yurts, and geodesic domes that allow people to enjoy the wilderness without sacrificing warmth. There's also a strong cultural tradition of outdoor adventures in Iceland. Hiking, camping, and exploring the rugged landscapes are common pastimes, and even in the winter, people find ways to connect with nature. Icelandic cabins, known as sumarbustadir, summer cabins, can be found dotted throughout the countryside, and these small, cozy homes are often used for short trips in the wild. Many have fireplaces and modern amenities that make them perfect for winter retreats. And then, of course, there's the Icelandic spirit of resilience and community. Icelanders take pride in their ability to adapt to their environment, whether it's relaxing in a natural hot spring after a day of hiking through snow-covered landscapes, or gathering around a dinner table in a warm home after a day of exploring the elements. The cold doesn't stop the Icelandic people from enjoying life to the fullest. In fact, it often brings them closer together. So, while you might think of Iceland as a land of ice and snow, it's also a place of warmth and hospitality. The country's geothermal energy, combined with a culture of outdoor adventure and resilience, makes it one of the most unique places in the world. Whether you're braving the chill outdoors or enjoying the warmth of a cozy Icelandic home, this is a place where people know how to make the most of both extremes, the freezing temperatures and the warmth of their homes and hearts. The land of ice and fire, a country of extreme contrasts. Today I'm inviting Huyen to take you on an unforgettable journey through Iceland, the land of ice and fire. You might have heard Iceland described as the land of glaciers, but there's so much more to this stunning country. Iceland isn't just a land of ice. It's a place where extremes come together in perfect harmony. Picture this: glaciers, volcanoes, geothermal hot springs, and rugged landscapes all existing side by side. It's truly a place where nature's raw power and beauty collide. But here's something else that might surprise you about Iceland. For over 2 months every year, Iceland experiences something incredible. There's no night. That's right. For more than 2 months, Iceland is bathed in daylight 24 hours a day. The sun barely dips below the horizon, giving the land a surreal, almost magical glow. Imagine walking through the streets at midnight with the sun still shining brightly above you. It's like living in a perpetual state of twilight. This phenomenon is thanks to Iceland's unique geographical location just below the Arctic Circle, where the Earth's tilt during summer means the sun doesn't set for weeks on end. On the flip side, the winter months bring a stark contrast. The days become very short, with only a few hours of daylight, but the long dark nights come with their own charm. They provide the perfect conditions for witnessing the mesmerizing northern lights, a natural light show that attracts visitors from around the world. So, in Iceland, you get to experience some of the most extreme contrasts nature has to offer: endless daylight in summer and long, dark nights in winter. It's a country of opposites, where glaciers meet volcanoes, where ice and fire exist side by side, and where the light can stretch on forever. Iceland versus Isand, are they the same place? Now, you might be asking yourself, is Iceland the same as Iceland? It's an easy mix-up, especially if you're hearing about both places for the first time. But don't worry, I'll clear that up for you. Iceland and Isand are often confused, but they are definitely not the same place. Iceland, the incredible country we're exploring today, is an island nation located in Europe, just on the edge of the Arctic Circle. It's a land of ice and fire, where glaciers and volcanoes coexist, and where the landscape is as rugged and breathtaking as it is diverse. From steaming geothermal springs to towering waterfalls and vast lava fields, Iceland is known for its dramatic, otherworldly beauty. On the other hand, Isand, spelled Isand, is actually a different name entirely. It's the English version of Ireland, a neighboring island just to the south of Iceland. Ireland is famous for its temperate climate, rolling green hills, and lush, verdant landscapes. Unlike Iceland's cold, icy terrain, Ireland is known for its mild weather, charming countryside, and rich cultural history. It's also a place steeped in legend, with its castles, folklore, and beautiful coastal cliffs. So while Iceland and Isand might sound similar, they are two very distinct places. Iceland is known for its extreme weather, volcanic activity, and incredible natural landscapes, while Isand, Ireland, is a land of green pastures, mild weather, and rich cultural heritage. Both places are unique in their own right, offering completely different experiences for travelers to enjoy. Iceland's unique size and population. Iceland is a small but incredibly fascinating country, covering about 103,000 square kilometers in the North Atlantic. Despite its modest size, Iceland is a republic with a population of roughly 337,000 people, making it one of the least populated countries in Europe. It's hard to imagine, but the entire country has fewer people than many major cities around the world, yet it's packed with some of the most stunning geological wonders you'll ever see. The country's landscape seems like it's straight out of a science fiction movie, and in many ways it is. Iceland is home to towering volcanoes, massive glaciers, bubbling geothermal springs, and vast lava fields. These natural wonders have shaped the land and influenced the culture for centuries. The country is located on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, where the tectonic plates of North America and Eurasia meet, making it a hotspot for volcanic activity. As a result, Iceland is often referred to as the land of fire and ice because of the powerful combination of its glaciers and volcanoes. Even though Iceland is known for its cold weather, it's far from being just a frozen landscape. In fact, the country enjoys a relatively mild climate, especially in coastal areas, thanks to the warming influence of the Gulf Stream. This unique combination of cold and warm temperatures creates some of the most dramatic and diverse landscapes you'll find anywhere in the world. Iceland's small population means that the country has a strong sense of community and close-knit relationships. The culture is deeply rooted in its history, with a strong connection to the land, the sea, and its Viking heritage. The Icelandic people are known for their resilience and resourcefulness, having survived some of the harshest conditions in Europe. Today, they continue to live harmoniously with nature, using renewable energy sources like geothermal power to heat homes, water, and even greenhouses, making the most of their natural resources. Despite its size, Iceland is a place where you can experience a world of contrasts, from the quiet, sparsely populated villages to the bustling capital city of Reykjavik. Whether you're exploring the land's geological marvels or immersing yourself in its rich cultural heritage, Iceland proves that sometimes the most remarkable places come in small packages. 24/7 daylight. The sun never sets in Iceland for months. One of the most incredible things about Iceland is its daylight, or should I say, its lack of night. For over 2 months each year, the sun never sets at all. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine living in a place where the sun stays above the horizon for an entire 2 months, casting a soft golden glow over everything, even at midnight. That's the reality in Iceland during the summer months, and it's one of the most magical experiences you can have. This phenomenon happens because of Iceland's unique position just below the Arctic Circle. As the Earth tilts on its axis during the summer solstice, the sun never fully dips below the horizon in Iceland. Instead, it lingers just above the horizon, creating a beautiful and surreal effect where it's always light outside, no matter the hour. Even at midnight, You can find yourself walking through the streets with daylight all around you. It's a phenomenon known as the midnight sun. Living in this constant daylight feels like stepping into another world. The extended daylight hours mean you have plenty of time to explore Iceland's stunning landscapes, whether you're hiking to a waterfall, relaxing in a geothermal hot spring, or marveling at the unique volcanic terrain. The long days also create a sense of timelessness, as the boundaries between morning, afternoon, and evening blur into one endless experience of daylight. This constant sunlight doesn't just affect the landscape. It has a big impact on people's lives, too. Icelanders take advantage of the long days by spending more time outdoors, enjoying everything from hiking to fishing, and even socializing late into the night. The extended daylight also contributes to a unique sense of community, as many events and festivals are held outdoors during the summer months, all under the glow of the midnight sun. But of course, the opposite happens in the winter months. Iceland experiences long, dark nights with only a few hours of daylight, which makes the contrast even more dramatic. During this time, Icelanders turn to cozy traditions, gathering around the warmth of their homes and embracing the quiet, reflective atmosphere of the long nights. The never-ending daylight of summer is just one of the many reasons why Iceland feels like no other place on Earth. It's a magical, almost surreal experience that makes you feel like you've entered a world where nature is in control, bending the rules of time and space. Whether you're soaking in the endless daylight or exploring Iceland's stunning landscapes, this is a place that will leave you in awe. So come along with us as we explore 7 of the most fascinating things you'll only see in Iceland, the land of volcanoes and glaciers, a country that will leave you in awe at every turn. From its beautiful landscapes to its unusual customs, Iceland is truly a place that should be on every traveler's bucket list.